Welcome back to the Brew Crew Podcast, everyone. This is day 13 of the Advent calendar. We're over the halfway mark. Kind of sad, actually, because now we're on the decline, and I just want this to go on forever. I've loved the beers, but I don't think we've had that home run yet.
We haven't had a 5.0.
I don't think we've had the gold medal, no.
Has anyone ranked any of the beers 5.0?
I believe that Matt's friends, what is he calling them? Kaysen. I believe, two individuals. One's name is Jason, and the other, I don't remember, Karen or Katie, maybe Katie, I don't know. They had a 5, I think, in there.
Maybe did Ryan and his wife have a 5?
I'm not sure if they had a 5 or not. Maybe.
But Matt hasn't had a 5.
No, Matt hasn't had a 5. I have not had a 5. You haven't had a 5.
Nope.
I don't think Mike's had a 5. I don't think Stev's had a 5 yet, actually. I haven't watched his most recent video, but I don't think he's had a 5 either.
No.
And that's where we're at. Today's beer is Jolly Pumpkin Artisan Ales. If you're a fan of the Brew Crew Podcast, we did a Jolly Pumpkin. It was a farmhouse ale, and I remember it not being like great. But in doing my research, this is a sour brewer. So farmhouse ales kind of falls into that category, but this is going to be far more like what they do. This is a Saison, a wild fruited Saison Kiviuq, which I looked up is it is a Inuit.
Oh, really?
A type of Inuit that
really
lives, eats, is a cannibal, I guess.
Oh my gosh!
An explorer. I'm not sure. All kinds of things. Let me look it back up because I feel like
wow.
I had it, and then I lost it.
Wow. Makes you wonder what's in there, huh?
It is. I'll tell you this. A Kiviuq is a legendary hero of the epic stories of the Inuit and Arctic regions of northern Canada, Alaska, and Greenland. Kiviuq is an eternal Inuit wanderer. Spirits, giants, cannibals, bears, and sea monsters intermingle in Kiviuq's world. Okay, so he or she is not a cannibal. They just have cannibals around.
Yeah, he hangs out with cannibals. They're his buddies.
Right.
Okay.
Guilty by association, I'd say.
Here's to Dahmer.
If you get eaten, are you a what does that make you?
Cannibal-y.
Yeah. Cannibal's meal, I guess.
Yeah. It means your lunch or dinner.
All right, let's crack this open. I'll talk a little bit more while we get used to the spirit. Do we need to roll this or anything? I don't think we do.
It's a Saison.
Let's just make sure that we don't.
Rotating series.
Nope, that's not part of it.
Nope.
Cool. Let's just open it up then. Nice and primed here. That tab is primed. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, a little late for me. That's all right.
The pour.
So Jolly Pumpkin is out of Dexter, Michigan.
Dexter, Michigan.
I'm not sure where Dexter is.
No idea. Good name, though.
Great name. Our former dog was named Dexter. Great dog. Awesome dog. Jolly Pumpkin, they attach artisan ales to the end of their name. Most breweries we do on this podcast are breweries. They are not artisan ale locations. However, in Dayton here, we have a brewer called Branch and Bone. They are artisan ale, Branch and Bone Artisan Ales.
Yes.
Great experiences with Branch and Bone.
Yep. And
Matt and I had talked about this recently, and after reading the bio of the brewmaster, this podcast is primarily for the non-pretentious. We don't, Chuggalos Phil here will give you a lot of information, but it's not to say, oh, you didn't know that. It's to say, oh, you don't know that? Well, here's the information. It's okay to not know things. You have to start somewhere. We try not to be pretentious. Beer's beer. You're going to like it or you won't. But there are pretentious people around beer, especially in the, people who work in beer because they put so much effort into it. They want to be taken seriously. But there's also jokesters and fun people. Nowhere in particular. Of course, they take their beer seriously, but they have fun with it.
Yep.
Branch and Bone is kind of like right in the middle. I think that they are, in their knowledge and in what they do, in their craft, they're a little pretentious. But there is no sign of pretension.
They're really
There's
nice.
no sign of just arrogance or anything at Branch and Bone. It's a total welcoming place.
Yeah.
It's
Very
fun.
nice.
The brewers are fun. The employees are fun. So I think that's back of the house. arrogance, and it pays off. And I think that's hopefully what we'll experience here. The head brewmaster of Jolly Pumpkin says that he wants to have worldwide recognition as like a sour expert. So that is ambitious. Yep. Nothing wrong with ambition.
Nope.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
We'll just leave it at that. So anyway, this is a Saison. You know anything about Saisons?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
a Saison is a pale ale. Its basis of it is a pale ale, which is highly carbonated, fruity, spicy, and when it was first made in France, of course, hence the French name.
Saison. How do you pronounce it?
Saison. Yep.
Saison.
And it was
low alcohol. In your mouth in order to say it.
It was low alcohol. It was lower alcohol.
It is low alcohol. This one in particular is 5.6. So just above a light beer. American light beer.
It's come up. It's come back. It's come back up.
We're talking like session level, like 3%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was low.
Wow.
And
what's the point?
Exactly. Well, it was meant to be.
The point?
It was originally made to be a winter brew. They would make it in the summer. They would lay it down for 4 to 6 months.
Well, here we are in the winter.
We are. It was meant to lay down for 4 to 6 months because when you're making a low alcohol beer, that's mainly consists of fruit and some spices, I guess. Sometimes it needs a long time. Trust me. After the Christmas cherry stout story that I told last year, you need to lay down a fruit beer a long time, a lot longer than a normal beer. But they used to do that 4 to 6 months, and then you crack it open in the middle of winter and have yourself a Saison.
Have yourself a Merry Christmas Saison.
A Merry Christmas Saison.
Saison. You can't say French things without peanut butter in your mouth.
That's right, or holding onto your tongue.
Yeah. Saison.
Saison.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Thanks for
there you go.
Calling us in on that. I didn't know any of that. I did know some about the aging. That there's some age stuff. There's been some aged Saisons we've had on the podcast. Primarily, what's interesting about this is that they don't age them in barrels. They age them in foeders, oak foeders.
What the hell is
which
that?
I think we looked this up. It is just the oak version of a barrel. What is a barrel made of? What kind of
oak?
Oak? Well, then never mind. That's wrong.
It's either French.
What is a foeder? I'll look it up.
French or American oak.
We have talked about what a foeder is. I just have forgotten because it's been a while.
That's interesting.
Foeder.
I've heard that before.
Oak. Oak foeder. What is a foeder? It is a large barrel. So it's just a larger barrel, oversized. And I think primarily the Saison barrels, the foeders that we're seeing on these are wine. Makes sense.
Yep.
Whereas whiskey, bourbon are going to be your stouts.
Oh, one more trivia from SFIL.
Let's hear it.
Saison in French means seasoned.
Wow.
I don't know why.
You don't know why it means that?
I do not know why. I do not know why they would call it season.
Probably because it's seasoned beer.
Seasoned,
yeah. Seasoned.
And seasonal, maybe, because you drink it in the winter, maybe. I don't know. Kiviuq. You drink it right before you get eaten by the cannibal. Mm-hmm. Or maybe you serve it to the cannibal so he won't eat you.
So he won't get him drunk. Oh, this is oak aged. Yes. This is oak aged. Conditioned oak aged.
There you go.
Tart Saison aged on key lime and blackberry. Berry packed and zesty with a deep magenta hue. It's both satisfying and refreshing. Well, I mean, that last part you probably just let us decide. It's a rotating series ale with blackberries and lime. So I'm guessing the Kiviuq is the rotating series. We'll go with that. And that is that. Let's just
it doesn't look really... I'm looking at it in the light here, and it doesn't really look deep magenta to me. Deep
magenta's
like purple.
Magenta's like T-Mobile. Pink.
Yeah.
It's like it's more of like
all right.
Yeah, okay. It's like a dark pink, really.
Okay. Because I was going to say it looks like a pale ale that's tinged with purple with berries, which would be magenta. Okay.
The only reason I know that is because the actual phone plan at T-Mobile is the magenta plan. and that is why I know that.
I didn't know that. So, they drink a lot of Saison at T-Mobile.
This
apparently.
one, maybe.
Maybe this one.
All right. You got thoughts?
All right. Well, I guess I'll start because I drink less of these than you do, and you're going to be more of an expert on this than I am. I would say very sour. This is the most sour that we've had this year. I think that's a fair bet, in my opinion. Of all the beers we've had.
Maybe this year, yeah.
Sour. I mean, there's been some that have called themselves sour, but they weren't really. Like 2 days ago we had one, and
it wasn't very sour.
It wasn't really very sour. This is the most puckery to me. Berries, probably some blackberry I'm getting, but it's just more sour, it's tasting more sour than berries. And same with the lime part, the key lime part. I'm getting just a little bit of the lime, but that's, of course, the lime is sour.
You're getting a little bit of lime.
A little bit of lime, a little bit of blackberry, but a lot of sour, and a lot of sour. And did I mention the sour? There's no hops at all in this. I'm not tasting any. There's no hop bitterness, or
I don't taste any hops.
I don't smell any hops.
I don't think that these beers. I think that I don't know. I don't think there's any preservatives other than.
I don't know. They said the base was a pale ale, so I would assume.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know how they actually brew them.
Who said the base was a pale ale?
That's what I.
That's what a Saison is.
Yeah, that's what a Saison is. It's a pale ale.
Well.
But there's a lot of ways to make a pale ale, I guess, too. So, nice color. It's not my favorite thing in the world, and it's not my cup of tea, really. But I couldn't really drink a lot of this, and I'm still weighing whether I would drink this again. So,
would you drink it? Will you remember that you've had? Like, would you? Does this taste have a memorable impact on your palate?
Yes.
Oh, very good.
That is true.
That is a quality that we look for.
That's a metric
on the Brew Crew podcast.
Yep.
Man, you're just nailing it. It's just it's French for season. Pastoral ale. What does that mean?
Pastoral. Well, pastoral means peaceful.
Maybe pasteurized. Maybe within the range of pasteurization.
I don't know. Oh, here's another little known SFIL trivia point. The Saisons are also called farmhouse ales. And that term was coined by, Michael Jackson of the, not Michael Jackson Thriller, Michael Jackson.
Not Michael Jackson.
No,
Michael Jackson.
But Michael Jackson, the beer critic.
The
beer reviewer and critic who was on TV, I don't know, 20 years ago or whatever. He and his buddy Feinstein or something. Anyway, Feinstein, so this is probably 20 years ago now, he coined the phrase, somebody asked him, well, what really is the makeup of this beer?
Yeah.
And he explained it, described it, and then he said, really, it's a farmhouse ale. And so now everyone, it's apparently chic to call a Saison a farmhouse ale.
Okay, well, the last one we had from Jolly Pumpkin was a farmhouse ale, so I guess they're
similar.
So maybe they're classifying it. It's up for interpretation.
Yeah,
the brewer's interpretation. So you could have a differentiation here.
Yeah.
Artisanal breweries in Belgium continue to specialize in these saisons, and you could get a saison up to 8.4%. That would be quite the saison.
Can you imagine? That puppy would be sour.
Yeah. I wish I could find, some information about what else is in this beer, but all right. So you're gonna save your score?
Man, I'm gonna give it a 2.75.
Wow.
That is my lowest score of the year so far.
Yeah, that is interesting, and another point of conflict for us, because I think this beer is exquisite.
Awesome.
I think it has all the flavors that they market, Blackberry might be too specific, but there's berry in this beer.
Yeah.
And the lime is the sweetness. It is the sweetness and the sour. But while I do agree that it's probably the sourest beer we've had during the Advent calendar, it is definitely not sour, in my opinion. I drink a lot of sours, though.
Wow.
This has a very candy flavor to it. It's sweet, but it's sweet on the back of the tongue, which reminds me of hard candy, mostly. So it doesn't punch you with like fruit like the smoothie sours have been doing, where it kind of coats your whole entire tongue with fruit. This one's like carbonation up front, maybe kind of anonymous, really, on the front of the palate, and then in the back, sour sweet. It's like, man, I'm trying to think of maybe a candy that I could compare this to. I can't say Warheads because it's not that sour, but that lime sweetness, maybe like a Jolly Rancher.
Jolly Rancher, I was just going to say.
It gives you that.
Jolly
It
Rancher.
gives you that sweetness. And I think it's really well balanced. This beer is essentially exactly what you'd want out of a berry lime Saison. You could amp this up with more sour. And you could probably start selling this to the crazy people like Matt and myself who want, like, I want a beer that is delicious but also so sour that it's off-putting. And I haven't gotten there yet. Like, I want a beer that's just like almost, it's just too powerful in the sour category, just to see what that would be like. But this beer actually balances itself out perfectly. This totally redeems Jolly Pumpkin in my mind from what they were in the farmhouse ale we had on the podcast. This beer is very good. I would drink this beer routinely. I just wish there was a little bit more flavor. That's it. I think that saying that it has these sweet and sour tones, those are nice. Those are more feelings. I want more flavor, and the lime is there, and it's giving it that sour, it's giving it the sweet even, but it's almost like you have to find it. You gotta go out and find that lime.
Yeah.
And if you're not really into drinking as much beers as we drink, you're probably not gonna find it, because it's really barely there. I want it to to be more. That's it. Love the carbonation though. That really does make this beer really enjoyable.
And you're
very
right.
refreshing.
It's carbonated forward, if that's even a term. It's right up front.
Right up front.
Right up front.
And that's really what it is. Like, I think that we hit it. It's almost like just carbonation, anonymous carbonation. That's the only way to describe it up front.
Yeah.
Give me some more flavor. I want more.
Yeah, more fruit. More fruit would be good. I mean, I was kind of really looking forward to a fruit-packed kind of thing.
I want this.
Maybe because we've had two smoothie-style, kind of sours that were really full of fruit. This seems less, a lot less than that. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think this beer is like perfectly refreshing, and that is where it excels. It falls a little short in the packing in the flavor, and maybe Saisons aren't supposed to, but who says? It's up to the brewer's interpretation, and I interpret it as put some flavor in this thing. 4.25, excellent beer, just not up to 5 standards for sure.
4.25, wow.
4.25, so that's it. That's the Saison Jolly Pumpkin. Kiviuq.
Jolly Pumpkin.
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. We're assuming that's how you pronounce it. I don't know how the Canadians do anything really.
Kiviuq.
Tons of sediment on the bottom of this thing.
Yeah, there's a lot in there. It's unfiltered. Saisons are often
perfect
bottle aged, which means you're going to get a lot more sediment in the bottom of them. This kind of looks like that actually, because there is a lot of sediment in there. I don't know if they bottle aged it or not though.
Bottle conditioned, it said on the can.
Then that means
oak aged, bottle conditioned.
Yep, that means they rack it off and they don't filter it when they put it into the bottles, and so.
Perfect.
The rest of that settles in there.
That's it. That's day 13. Nice video for all of you.
13.
See you tomorrow on 14.
Yep. 13.
That's it.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.